I saw dragons coming from the volcano, circling around us and carrying that energy into this grid of light on the planet. And I thought, okay, that's what I'm here for. Because we are all healing ourselves, but we need help. The project is so big and it requires all of us. Shake everything out of the way of that purity of life force that is within you.
Last time we talked, you had this synchronous journey to finding your voice and finding the singing bowl, and then your guides were showing you how to use your voice and how to use that to let this body, this vessel, channel from the earth for earth healing. Yes? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Cool. And now this is an update. This is like 5-6 months later, and you were just called by your guides to go to Bali, where you had a whole other synchronous experience of healing for yourself and the planet. I would love to hear, I think we'd love to hear, what was that like? What's it like to hear your guides, first of all?
Well, okay, so I have a friend who channels your guides. And so I do trades with her. I do an energy healing session for her, and she reads my guides. And they were like, the next place for you to go is Bali. And
I just love that. I love that you have a friend who channels guides, and you do, what was it? Energy healing, right. So we all have different abilities and talents. What am I good at? What am I lacking? And we can connect with each other as spiritual beings, as human beings, and see how do we help each other?
Exactly. How do we collaborate?
Where are the connections, points at?
Yeah, right. Because everybody's got their own unique things that they're good at. That is what they came here to do.
Yeah.
And if I had to do what you came here to do or what you came here to do, I would screw it up.
Yeah.
And
I don't have to be good at everything.
Most likely. I mean, I would do my best.
Don't have to be good at everything.
Because I'm just not you, or you, or you.
Yeah. So you heard a message from your guides that your friend helped you deliver to your consciousness.
And I'm listening and going, she's right. Like I could feel it in my body.
It wasn't a blind like,
no,
I guess so. It was.
Yeah, right. No. It was like, and it was like, not only do I hear it, but I don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it.
I didn't want to hear it.
You didn't want to hear the Bali memo.
I didn't want to.
You're like, I don't.
It's so long. Man, it's so far away. Expensive flight, and
it wasn't in your consciousness before either.
No.
It just
But my father lives in Vietnam, and I haven't seen him in 10 years. So that was another like, oh, this is really important. He's getting toward the end of his life.
Okay.
And that was the piece that was like, need to do this. But then I was like, well, what am I going to do when I get to Bali? Like, hey, guides, and I was like, I just got that I didn't need to worry about that. But it would be clear.
Yeah. Don't we like to know beforehand what's going to happen?
Yeah, so I just buy a ticket, and I don't really know what I'm going to do when I get there. And then I'm talking to a friend of my housemate who spent 4 years living in Bali. She gave me this whole list of places, and one of them was a place called Ashram Ratu Bagus. And she said, but I kind of think the ashram is a place you might want to check out. I don't know why. Like, we didn't really know each other, but she just kind of had this feeling. She's like, well, they sing the Gayatri mantra while they shake. So the Gayatri mantra is what I've been working with for the last 6 years, every day. And they shake, and I teach Qigong, and I always start my classes with shaking. And I feel how powerful shaking is, but I've never done shaking for 6 hours a day while singing the Gayatri mantra. I just thought, well, why not? I get to the ashram, and the second shake, I'm experiencing this energy. You do a little meditation, and then there's some songs that are sung, and then there's shaking, the Gayatri mantra, shaking.
And you're saying shaking, like shaking.
Like shaking.
Like shaking.
Like shaking.
Like this kind of movement.
It's almost like you're just being shaken. It's like there's this life force in the earth that is moving through everything all the time. And there we are on the side of a volcano, shaking. So you're shaking, and it's like you're just plugged into that energy, and sometimes it would feel like this very refined, like, bzzz kind of feeling, and sometimes it would be like throwing people around the room. They would just be like, literally. And sometimes, and the guy who founded the place, Ratu Bagus, is no longer in a body. There were videos of him. Somebody would be really uncertain about, like, why am I here? What am I doing here? And he would just go like, and they would go flying backwards, laughing hysterically.
Wait, he just did this?
Yeah, not touching them. And he would do it like a little prankster. He was like a funny guy.
Wow.
He was a trickster character. And then he would say like, okay, everybody laugh. And the whole place would just crack up. And
Wow.
he just had this amazing attunement to life force.
Oh.
And what he taught was not, follow me, I will lead you the way. It was shake everything out of the way of that purity of life force that is within you.
Because we are, like that's what we are.
What we are. We have this core essence that is light. And his son was also taking over his role. And what he would be talking about is how this energy is in the trees. If you want to study with the trees. Study with the waterfalls. You know, hold the trees, feel that life force moving through them. Go to nature. Nature is our teacher. So I talked to him after, because I do energy healing work, and I just saw he was just like clearing the channel, the core of her being, connected to the heart of the earth and connected to the heart of the universe. And he said, yeah, I was just clearing that out of the way so she can heal herself. Because we are all healing ourselves.
Yeah.
But we need help.
We need help.
We work with each other. We work together. The other part of this shaking experience is the last half hour. You have a little meditation, and then you shake, and you're singing the Gayatri mantra. But I always have sung it in this very free form. How do I hear the earth asking me to sing it? This was like everybody in unison singing together. The power of that. And how that with shaking, that vibration, and I would just move it through my body. I would move it through my chakras. I would move it through the layers of my being. I would just use that community force of vibration with the force of the vibration of me plugged into source, vibrating me, using that together and my voice to clear out whatever's in the way of me just being yeah, like that. But the thing is, everybody is not like thinking about, oh, how am I doing this? Everybody is thinking about, what is this shit I'm working through? Everybody's in their processes, you know? It's like you're talking to people afterward and they're like, I'm in this process around clearing cancer out of my breasts, out of moving HIV out of my bloodstream, you know, and people are clearing these things from their bodies, shaking.
What were you clearing? Like, what was your process?
I've done so much clearing on myself. I feel like the last part of the shaking was what I was there for. And the last part of the shaking, we would get in these concentric circles in the Fibonacci sequence. So like 1 person, then 3 people, 5 people, 8, 13. And we would shake and we would sing strong, building Shakti energy. So it's like, Om Shakti, Om, Brahma Shakti, Vishnu Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Om, and you're shaking and you're holding hands in these concentric circles. And you're just like letting this energy move through you. And so in the second shake like that, I saw dragons coming from the volcano, circling around us and carrying that energy into this grid of light on the planet. And I thought, okay, that's what I'm here for. That's what I came for, is to be part of this awareness. Because I see things like this, and maybe I'm, you know, crazy, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yay! Someone in the comments is saying that we're crazy right now. But thank you.
Thank you. The collaboration of my awareness with this happening is allowing that to come into this 3-dimensional earth situation that we're all navigating and evolving through right now. I've often felt myself as this kind of bridge. And in that case, and when I was there, that was what I felt I was there to do, was be a bridge. So there's the dragons at the Tirtha, which is like 11 dragons with water coming out of their mouths. And you drink that water. You can drink the water anywhere there because it's coming out of volcanic springs. And it's the cleanest water I've ever drunk. Sometimes I would shake and feel like, oh, I'm shaking my pineal gland free of years of fluoride and chlorine and all the stuff that I've been taking in through this water that is not volcanic spring water, you know?
The non-volcanic spring water that we're given.
Yeah, out of our tap.
Out of our taps.
How nice that it comes out of the tap. One of the shakes that was in the concentric circles. As we were shaking and the energy was building, it was like this crystal came into the middle of the circle that was reaching down into the core of the earth and reaching out into the heavens. And it was just shaking light out. The next shake after that, this one Balinese woman just threw me into the center of the circle. She's like, you're in the middle. It's just like, you don't argue. And I'm surrounded by people shaking and singing, and we're all singing, and I just feel this energy rising up through me and this feeling of this crystal light and how we're all just exuding these rainbows that are being brought by dragons into this field. And what it looked like, this grid of light, it's not grid, all these little nuclei all over the place of people who are meditating and people who are holding frequency that are all over the planet all the time. If you think about it, what is our fascia? What are our neurons? How is this the same as the galaxies? And is that all just like the fingertip of some other person? That's
Yes.
It's like this is the project is so big, and it requires all of us to hold and move whatever the part is. That is our part to hold and move. It's not easy. Oh.
Nothing's easy about being on Earth until it is. It's like a moment where we're like, oh, this is
so easy.
Oh, I love this.
It wouldn't be fun if there wasn't like contrast. My freedom with my violin is so much more. How I'm able to open to how Source just puts notes in my fingers is more. How clear can we get these channels to be so that that which we came here to do can flow freely as the gift that it is to all of
whoever it's meant to touch.
Whoever it's showing up for it.
Yeah, like for me, that'd be how do I allow spirit to move through me and create this channel or create whatever I'm creating and be in this conversation with you that's allowing whatever it is to come forth and reach the people who it's meant to reach.
And shaking.
You
don't need to go to some special ceremony. You don't need any drugs. You can just put on some good music with a strong rhythm and let it shake you. I do it every morning. Still.
You shake.
Oh yeah.
You get up, you put on some music.
I put on some music and I just shake. I just let it, it's like really, it's just like, well, how does it want to move? How does it want to move through me in this moment? And just letting it go, what you're holding on to, just let it go. Say yes to that which is shaking you. Say yes to that life force that is within all of us that is moving us, that will move us, that will move everything out of the way, that will let us be in that open receptivity to all that is coming through.
Yes.
And the yes is us saying, thank you. I do sacred anatomy energy healing. There's a woman named Desda Zuckerman who wrote a book called Your Sacred Anatomy. It's an anatomy book of the 50 feet around us. What is it that is the pattern in your life that you've probably been working on in therapy for the last 10 years and it's still there? That you've been going around in circles with it?
Right here.
And it's still and it's stuck in your energy structure because you've never released it from your energy structure. So let's do that. There's this beautiful core here. What is in the way of that expressing?
Would you be able to work with anyone who's watching today?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the way to contact me is through my website.
Yeah, so contact Jeannie if you're interested in her healing services.
JeannieMcKenzie.com. It's really simple. JeAnnie. There.
Perfect. Yeah, it'll be.
Oh, it's in there. Yeah, right.
No, you just spelled it and it appeared on the screen like magic.
Amazing. Sammy, you're a magician. Wow.
Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I feel more light, I feel uplifted and more connected to myself and life and our and us.
I thank you all for being here and watching this. Thank you for your attention, which is what feeds my ability to share.
Yeah.